Can you,
Slouch?
Is it?
This is all I got.
All right. Hello and welcome to 8-Bit Dad. I am Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. 8-Bit Dad is the modern parent source for real fatherly opinions. And on the show we talk about some of the weekly top stories from 8-Bit Dad.
That's right, we are the founding fathers of 8-Bit Dad. And we share parenting news from across the internet. And we tackle important issues within the fatherhood community. And we also blog about our own personal stories of triumph and sadness.
That's true. And if you see a story that you'd like to have make it to our our site and our show.
Here in our site. Yeah.
Then you can email us at dads@8bitdad.com.
Right there.
And if you'd like to write for us, then you can also email us at contribute@8bitdad.com.
Yes, and you can like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/8bitdad. Or you can follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/8bitdads. And you can repin our shit on Pinterest, which is pinterest.com/8bitdads. And follow us on, or whatever the fuck you do on Google+.
Plus our
shit.
Plus yourself on Google+.
gplus.to/8bitdad.
That's it.
We are at your place today, and we are drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired.
We're doing the...
this is going to be... we're going to do it quick today.
We're going to do it quick.
For all of those, for all those people that were not digging the long shows that were meaningful and
this is your
entertaining,
show.
Yeah. Stick
Enjoy
around
it.
for less than an hour. Because my wife is locked in the room with our kid right now, and she is not happy. So I might be starting a new site tomorrow called divorcedandawesome.com.
Trademark. Ding. So speaking of divorce, how was Father's Day?
Father's Day was good.
Good.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, that was...
We haven't done a show.
We skipped
for Father's Day. We skipped for Mother's Day, so we just figured it was only
we
fair.
like the fathers and the mothers, and we are fathers ourselves, so that's kind of how that works.
We usually do our show on Sunday, so...
this is Sunday.
So this is, yeah.
You actually got back from a wedding.
Yeah.
Your sister-in-law
My sister-in-law got married.
Married, yeah.
So congrats.
Congrats, Jamie and...
Joel.
Yes, J&J. Did they do anything special for the J&J thing?
I don't think so. They got married.
Oh, well.
It was special.
There you go.
Someone dropped out of the wedding, so I was like bumped up from an usher to a groomsman.
Hey-o.
Awesome.
And your son was in the wedding.
He was the ring bearer.
And he did a pretty good job.
He did. He was kicking and screaming throughout the rehearsals and practices, and
kids will do that.
Got it where it counts. Thank God.
Yes.
So.
Just like us. We got it where it counts. Mine was okay. Mine was just kind of slow. It was what I wanted. You know, it was just like I didn't want to do shit. I just wanted to just chill at home, and I think I watched some basketball. I think there was a basketball game on. Maybe soccer. I don't know.
I think there might have been
There was a game or two on. The Celtics aren't even close to being on the Heat won.
Well, yeah, I know, but I think that was back when the Celtics were.
No, the Celtics weren't.
Still on?
No.
I think
You kind of dropped out after the Lakers lost.
Yeah. After the Lakers lost, I was like, oh, hockey!
Yeah.
And then after Stanley Cup, I was like, oh, see you next season.
Can we explain that why you don't have your Lakers jacket on? We're doing this show at night. Usually we do it in the mornings. Zach has a pink robe. He doesn't have a pink robe today. You have a members
only jacket
today.
It's just for members. I forgot I had it, so I just went to the closet and said, you're hired.
You're hired.
Doesn't really go with the t-shirt and shorts, but whatever. I'm known for wearing a pink robe. What are you going to do? Like that went with anything.
So we had Father's Day, and you were also, we kind of talked about this on our Facebook. We posted some pictures to our Facebook thing. That's kind of like where we're putting like just stuff that isn't really site related, but is 8-Bit Dad related. So like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/8bitdad. You went to Detroit or Michigan or just
Michigan,
outside?
Upper Michigan.
Just outside of Detroit.
No, it was far from
All right.
Detroit. Thank God.
Correct.
I went to Detroit in October, and wow, is that place, depending on how you feel about it, a shithole or an incredible place to live.
I've seen the first 48, and they do a lot.
It is.
They do a lot of episodes in Detroit, and for those that don't know what the first 48 is, it's a murder show.
Yeah, it's a rough.
So a homicide show, and
I mean, there's like houses that are like boarded up, and you're like, man. Like I was driving with a guy in Detroit when he was driving me to the airport back in October, and I was like, man, there's a lot of these houses that are just not being lived in. They're like boarded up and bloating. The guy's like, no, those are being lived in. It's like, oh, roll that window up. So this one was
amazing that they make cars there. It's just that's just crazy.
Well, that one was a tour of like Chevrolet's like corporate office or something. This one was actually a really cool trip. It was all about luxury and quality, which those are the trips you want to be on.
And this was the GM.
This was GMC
Terrain.
This is the Terrain Denali, which you can see kind of here, and I'm sure we'll show a picture of thing. So this was the 2013 Terrain Denali, which runs at MSRPs for lower trim is $35,500, which is pretty darn reasonable for a giant vehicle.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Tahoes used to start like at $38,000.
Yeah,
I remember like Chevy Tahoes were always out of my price range anytime I looked at the new ones.
I'm never going to be able to find like what size the engine is on this. Oh, hey, here it is. But looks like there's an Ecotec 2.4 liter.
It's a V6.
V4 maybe? An i4? I don't know what the fuck that is. And there's a 3.6 liter V6.
Okay.
Obviously better horsepower on the V6. Lower mileage on gas, but still on the V6 you get it's for just front wheel drives 1724 and all wheel drive 1623. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But man, the inside of this thing is comfortable as shit.
He's not getting paid to say this.
I'm not getting paid. I mean, they sent him on
a trip.
Here's my disclosure. They sent me on an all expenses paid trip to Traverse City, Michigan, which is up at the top. If you can imagine where Michigan is.
We'll do a map.
At the top. Yeah, it's right there.
Right there.
And we basically drove across this iconic Highway 22. M22, I guess, is iconic. We passed by the 46th lateral, whatever. It's like the thing between the equator and the North Pole. The middle. I don't know why that's important.
Middle Earth?
Yeah.
You went Lord of the Rings on it?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
But,
did you see Gollum?
I did.
Awesome.
I did, actually. There's a lot of cemeteries there. Cemeteries and farmhouses. But it's beautiful. You're right on Lake Michigan. They basically wanted to convey this idea of, like, of quality and like family vacations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fishing stuff up there. Mm-hmm. I guess in Michigan, if you're from like Detroit or you're from anywhere in Michigan, there's this big thing about going up north. It's like the big thing.
It's kind of like maybe like New York, like you go upstate to like take a vacation. Or
up is always the rich place.
Yeah.
So that's what they wanted to do, is show us basically like a sample vacation that you would do with a family in this sort of car.
And you kind of have like a competition with like photos, right?
There's a photo competition for GMC's Facebook page.
Yeah.
And they gave us these Olympus cameras for the day, and said, here, go out and take pictures. They have to include the car and something that kind of like iconicizes Michigan, northern Michigan life.
Yeah.
And go take pictures, and then the Facebook fans will vote on them, and whoever wins, they'll get their picture as the cover photo on GMC's site. And blah,
That's
blah,
a cool little contest.
And I came in third. By like 5 votes.
Was it the Olympus Pen, or what was it?
Yeah, it was one of the Olympus Pen cameras. I want to say it was like the PM3 or something. I don't know. It wasn't the lowest, but it was like one of their mid-range guys. Which those things, I mean,
you have an Olympus Pen.
I have an Olympus Pen that they sent me as part of this Olympus Pen Ready project, where they sent 500 of these cameras out and let people take pictures with them and post them and use them in ads and whatever. They're great cameras because they have a removable, like a micro Four Thirds lens, so you can use any Olympus lens.
Yeah, no, and it like fits in your pocket like a point.
Yeah, it's a little bit. The body is a little bit bigger than the iPhone, and then a little product placement there. So the body is a little bit.
Get
bigger
that
than
on our store link.
Yeah. That's
there somewhere.
So the body is a little bit bigger than your iPhone, and then the lens just comes out from there.
Yeah.
And you can put any other Olympus lens on
That's
with the
great.
right attachment.
I mean that's great for like
cool.
non-digital SLRs.
And it's got like art filters in it, so you can kind of do little Instagram-y type things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can even shoot in like 1:1 mode, so you can shoot a square image with an art filter on it. That's Instagram ready. If you have one of those iFi cards, it'll just automatically upload to your computer when you get to the Wi-Fi. And
iFi cards?
Yeah, have you ever seen those? They're like
no,
these
but
SD cards.
I've been waiting for like some portability with like these cameras.
Well, there's SD cards that you program them with your Wi-Fi password.
Oh, dude!
And so when you get in Wi-Fi range, it just automatically uploads the pictures to whatever folder you.
Okay, that's awesome.
Tells you. It's sweet. But this 2013 Terrain Denali, awesome, dude. Like it's got these back seats that can go up or back like 8 inches. So if you have like a child seat in the back seat, you can actually move your seat up so that your kid can be right next to you, basically, like right behind you if you have to.
Oh wow!
Reach back. Or you can move it back if you've got adults in the back seat, like if you're going out with friends as opposed to the family.
Yeah, I know, like that's really important for multiple kids.
Yeah.
If you have one kid, you can kind of get by in a car, but when you have 2 kids, and they're going to be growing up, they're going to be doing soccer practice or baseball or any kind of sports. You're going to go on family vacations.
It's TVs in the backs of the seats.
I mean, it's great.
They have this IntelliLink thing that connects to Pandora and all of this stuff on your phone, your address book.
And for parents
shows you where the gas is.
For parents that don't want to have TV going, you could put like what? You could broadcast the trip or something like that.
I don't know, actually.
You can maybe just turn it off.
There's all sorts of GPS. I mean.
You can turn off TVs. I didn't know if you knew that. So
there's awesome GPS in there. I mean, everything about this car, and I'm not really like, I don't know. I haven't really gotten into the luxury car market at all, but everything about this car was pretty awesome. I mean, it felt solid underneath you.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the whole Denali thing was before I went up there. I guess it's a GM thing.
It's like a product line, like Eddie Bauer or something like that for Ford.
That's what I said.
Was it?
I was like,
is
it like Eddie Bauer? And they were like, no. It's a lot different than that. That's silly. This is serious. But I don't know. It's named after some Alaskan lake. And I was like, why didn't you send us to Alaska? And they said, we tried, but it was too expensive to get the cars up there.
That's interesting.
Oh, well, thanks for the trip, though. But I don't know. This whole car was awesome. So
that's awesome.
If you got 35.5 laying around in a family, you head on over to your nearest GMC dealership.
And even though I work for a company that's owned by GM, this is not in any way whatsoever affiliated with that. Just to put it out there.
And they really don't expect us to do. They expect us to talk about it.
Yeah.
But really, what they want us to do is tweet about it while we're up there.
Yeah.
So no one's paid me. No one even expects me to be talking about it right now.
It was like hashtag GMC up north.
Yeah, exactly. We did the hashtag GMC.
Yeah.
GMC up north. Tweeted some pictures. Tweeted, talked to each other back and forth. Some people did some articles, but
it's really cool how companies like this are reaching out to families and fathers and mothers that are out there talking about shit, and they want to just kind of like you
become a brand advocate,
a little bit
based on it.
I mean, speaking of brand advocates, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but there's bloggers are hungry for that.
Yeah.
And we kind of saw that with Philips Norelco.
Yeah. And I really wanted to hate them for going after the dad bloggers.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we really shouldn't. I really wanted to go after them hard because we had already talked about Philips Norelco before, about how like their website has these clippers that are made for mom and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
There's no dads, and there's a part on their website that says if you're bonding with your kid, you need some time off, so leave your kid with a friend. And it's like, where's the fucking dad? So I had a lot of email and Facebook conversations with these new guys that are part of the new Face of Dad campaign.
Yeah,
it's guys we know.
And well, this is after the Harriet Stanley.
Yes, this is after the Harriet Stanley competition,
which he won, which he never got.
Never got my Clippers assholes. But which whatever. I mean,
which ironically, I haven't told you this yet. A weird, ironic twist was my wife got me a Philips Norelco thing for Father's Day.
My wife got me one for my birthday, actually.
So
was it the one with the 3 heads on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
The blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
It's I don't hate the Razor also, so
I
just hate their marketing.
And their marketing guys do not make the razors, so
totally.
There's a whole research and development crew.
There was a guy, Michael. Oh, it's been so long. Michael Stern, maybe, that was at the Dad 2.0 Summit,
familiar.
who's a part of some company that reps for Norelco, Philips Norelco. So he, I'm sure was there and said, "We're going to make a commitment to fathers," and everyone said, "Oh, incredible!" so they hired these fathers. They hired them. That's an important fact. Whit Honey. Babble dadding.
Nice guy. We'll put his picture up right now.
Clay.
Stock photo.
Aiken. I forget what his fucking last name.
Clay Aiken.
Clay. Daddy Clay from Dad Labs.
Oh my
Daddy
god.
Clay.
He's gonna hate that we just call him Clay Aiken.
I can't remember his last name. I think it starts with an A. Doug French, Dad 2.0 Summit co-creator. Some other guy.
Bobblehead Dad.
Jim Higley, Bobblehead Dad. There's a whole bunch of guys that they hired. It's like 5 or 6 of them.
Right.
Really great guys. I talk to them frequently outside of this Philips Norelco thing.
Yeah.
But I cornered a bunch of them and said, is there no fight left in you? Like, why would you let this company that's doing this on one hand, ignoring fathers on their website, to hire you on the other hand? And I really wanted to hate the video that they were coming out with. But the video is actually pretty good.
The video is really good.
They really didn't push the Norelco thing at all. It was really about the dads, which was very important. Was that they didn't? I was expecting them to say, like, after all this touching shit about raising kids, saying like, well, that's why I use Philips Norelco. But they never did, and that was really important for them to do. And these dads, I mean, they couldn't have found better guys because these are already guys that are used to cameras. They're used to talking. They're used to public relations stuff. They represent the fatherhood community in a really good, positive light.
I think they picked like the dad all-stars of blogging.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't pick us, but
well, I mean,
we did write an article about them.
Kind of write an article about them.
And we weren't at the Dad 2.0 Summit, which is probably where those deals were in.
Probably.
Sorry, guys, but these guys, they all said that that there's a time to fight and there's a time to not fight. I don't necessarily agree. I think you should always fight, especially in the position that fathers are in. I think what they overlook is that the way commercials and brands look at fathers influences things like family court system. And family court system,
especially in England,
if they look at fathers, as not legitimate parents, like if they look at brands saying, well, if mom needs a break, give the kid to the neighbor. Don't worry about that asshole dad. Like, then family courts make these decisions based on those kinds of like public. I mean, courts they're not in a vacuum, even though they're supposed to be. So these people make decisions based on what the major thing is.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's dads like lighting themselves on fire outside of.
Well, I mean, there's superhero dads of New Fathers for Justice.
New Fathers for Justice
in England, and
they're going hard on that Olympics thing.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they're starting to protest the Olympics already.
In
London, yeah. They climbed that radio tower.
Batman and Robin climbed crane near Tower Bridge. They're doing it.
And it wasn't the like George Clooney Batman, so they were serious.
Yeah.
It's like,
look at these guys. These guys are awesome. Look at that father.
They really we need like that out here. We just kind of have like a bunch of dads. Like,
well, I mean,
like on that front, not on the the bloggers are like that. The bloggers are like the superheroes, but like the guys that are fighting for the freedom are like the guys that end up getting like screwed and light themselves on fire. This guy, like, I forget his name, Thomas Bell maybe, but
wait, hold on, I want to see this.
Yeah, this dude like was like had his kids taken away from him and like literally lit himself on fire.
Oh shit. Right here.
Yep.
That was in June of 2011.
Yeah, it was like last year.
So, yeah, this was at a New Hampshire courthouse.
Is it Thomas Bell?
It was... Where's his name? Thomas Ball.
Oh, so close. Damn it.
58.
Yeah.
Wow, pronounced dead on the scene.
Yeah, he lit himself on fire.
Oh, God. Authorities tried to wash away the fresh scorch marks. And for the next few days, journalists and authorities in New Hampshire have been attempting to piece together the story of how Thomas Ball went from being the father of 3 children to being the latest person to engage himself and self-immolation for political cause.
We actually covered that back in June. That was one of our sleeper stories, and no one really wanted to read because it was. Because when you hear the headline, "Dad lights himself on fire," you're like,
you don't want to read
It's
that.
lunchtime. I'm going to skip that. What's that? And Dad films his baby humming a tune? Awesome, I'll watch that
Chances are our readers like to read our shit during lunch at work.
Totally.
Just like me. And, well,
so,
yeah.
No, I'm out of work. But I like to read mine all day in my pajamas now. But so Phillips Norelco, I'd love to hate you, but I don't know. I still want to talk. I want to talk to Phillips Norelco. They did a good job on this. Blogger father, Orrin Miller, he lit him
Jinx,
up again.
You owe me a Coke.
Totally. Well, at least you're not saying I can't talk.
Actually,
but,
do you want another beer?
I got all sorts of beers over here. So
oh, okay. Do you want that one?
Do you want this one?
Yeah, I was gonna get up, but plug for
so
Pat.
there's that. I'll go slower then. I guess I'll pass right now.
Oh, do you want one?
No,
I'll
I'm
go
good.
get one. I'll go get one.
I'm good.
I'll go get one right now. Shit. You keep talking.
Keep this one right here, then.
You keep talking.
Well, now I have 2 beers in my hands, and I don't know what to do with them. I gotta switch hands.
Keep talking.
Little does he know, but I'm not going to drink that second beer on the show, just to spite him. So Phillips Norelco, I want to talk to them because I really want them to know that aside from the fact that they're signing fathers up and making that sort of commitment, which is important, Doug, Clay, Witt, other guy, Jim Higley, that is important. And but it's important for people to know, number one, they're being paid for it, and that's fair. That's totally fair. It's as fair as me saying that GMC sent me on this trip. But they are under contract for this. But there's a difference, I think, between the kind of happy-go-lucky what's going on? Happy-go-lucky, like feel-good father videos that they're doing, which is, again, awesome. There was an awesome video that I wanted to hate, watched it and loved it. But there's a difference between that and the commitment, the real commitment, which is, sorry, I'm throwing up in my mouth, which happens every show.
This happens every 34 episodes.
The real commitment, I think, to me, is making sure that everything on your website is solid, making sure that your commitment is consistent, not just an advertising campaign. Because when this new Face of Dad thing disappears, which I gotta say, right now it feels like it already has.
It's not gonna.
They're still under contract though, so I'm assuming there's gonna be more. But
it's not gonna stay around forever. That's the
exactly.
thing.
It's an advertising campaign, which means there's a start and an end to it, and someone gets their check and goes off and says, "Oh, success."
And I don't want to say that they look like whores, but when it's all said and done, your peers are gonna know that.
Unfortunately, I've talked to a lot of bloggers about this, and everyone but Blogger Father has let them off the hook. Everyone but Blogger Father says this is an incredible campaign. It's great that Phillips Norelco is stepping up, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I feel like I'm, like me and Orrin Miller and you, of course, are like in that movie, They Live, or was that the one with Roddy Piper, where he wears the glasses and can see the aliens?
I don't know.
And no one else can?
I don't know.
That's the one where he said, like, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. But he had like these glasses that, like, when he put them on, he could see the aliens, and no one else could see them.
Oh my god, I gotta look that up.
And I feel like that's what we are. Like, I feel like we see, like this. We see that they don't have this giant commitment that no one else is seeing. And if only more than fucking 3 people would read our website,
yeah,
like they'd read these stories and say, "Oh, like it's not as easy as." As that.
Here it is. Here it is. He walked in with a gun.
Because he's got those glasses on where you can see which ones are aliens.
Yeah.
Classic.
Wasn't that a thing in a video game?
Yeah, Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. All out of bubblegum.
These are blowing the aliens away.
That's how
Worst
we feel.
movie ever.
That's how we feel.
One of my dad's friends was in it, though. Shitty movie. Rowdy Piper, look it up. But it's like I feel like no one sees like
The
right
bigger
now
picture, maybe?
fathers are really like they're hungry to get these brand things that moms have been getting for the last like couple years, and I think we're too forgiving right now.
You think we're too eager to like?
I think we're too eager, we're too forgiving, and the common thread between all the people I talk to, when I say all, I mean like 2 or 3, was that they said, sometimes you gotta forgive the small things to get to the bigger things.
All the small things.
So I think we need to fight. Like I think as one of those new face of dad guys, I think one of them should be talking to his contact, this Michael Stern guy, and saying, look, like, we're going to do this, but here's what you need to do. You need to show a real commitment and, like, fix your fucking website. Like, the Philips Event stuff, the Philips Event line, which is, like, all bottles and breast pumps and stuff. Breast pumps, fine. I understand. You need to have mammary glands to use those. That's made for mom. I get it. That's not a problem.
Although, we did have that guy that was breastfeeding.
But the odds are that's going to be a mom. But bottles? I mean, for Christ's sake, a woman can fucking put her breast milk in a bottle and you can feed it to your baby. Or you can put formula in it, or you can put water in it, or you can whatever. Like, there's a million things you can put in a bottle that don't necessarily have to be, like, vagina and breast-based. Like, so, fucking clean up your act. These event bottles say made for mom on them. Or on the packaging. And their clippers, their hair clippers on the website say made for mom. For fuck's sake, the reason they say made for mom is because the thing is smaller for fucking small woman hands. Is that not offensive to women too? Jesus Christ. Like, fucking A, everyone's letting Philips Norelco off the fucking hook, and it needs to be talked about more than it is.
Yeah, I mean,
we let Jose Olay off the hook for having that goddamn coolest mom competition. By the way, the mom's in a sombrero. That's fucking... But... I think it's like a black woman in a sombrero, too, because they're like, cover all the bases. The writing's in English, the mom's black, and she's got a sombrero on. There's 3 right there.
Did
I just go too far?
A little bit on that R word. I'll delete that.
The lights are hot, the beer is...
extra warm.
Beer is happening.
Tabs. And that's the thing. Like, I think people think, like, maybe we're too sensitive to this issue.
Yes. People definitely think that.
But,
they say, hey, but Dad, you're too sensitive to this issue. And we say, are we? Are we really?
I don't think so. This, I think,
well, it's
if anything needs to be, if anything needs to happen, there needs to be like some awareness happening.
Like, this is the worst.
Because it's all subconscious shit.
This is like the worst kind of like correlation. So we might cut this out. If all of a sudden you see beep, that means this is gone. But did anyone go up to Martin Luther King Jr. and say, Reverend, I think you're being a little touchy on this thing? Like, no, because the issue was, let's all get the fuck along and be equal. And that's just what dads want with moms, is they want that equal parenting thing. Good. I just want like positivity towards fathers to be more than a campaign. I want it to be a real commitment. Like a short-term contract where they're paying a couple guys to tell their stories and then put that out as a heartstring commercial on YouTube, not even on fucking television. Yeah. Like, that's a campaign. That's not, like, you don't want that to be, like, that's not your platform, obviously. That's just that's a marketing agency who came in and said, you need to get on this father's bandwagon. And the company was like, yeah, we should do that. And so they said, okay, you guys sit back and we'll do it for you, and you just give us money later. Like, that's not a commitment to fathers. A commitment to fathers is, okay, you know what? They're important to us. Let's rewrite our fucking website. Let's, make sure that shit is, like, actually equal, and then we'll move on. It's not just like, oh, you know what? That's fucking gold. Get it on the TV. Yeah. Or get it on the YouTube.
What was that Peyton Manning commercial where he was, like, talking to his kids or reading stories or something like that? It wasn't a MasterCard commercial.
Vicks.
Oh, yeah, it was Vicks.
The one where he's, like, snuggling with his kid in bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Vicks commercial, yeah. And no script either. Like, it was just he crawls in bed with them, and that's it. Like, you don't even need a script, dude. Run and tell that, homeboy. So we just sync the show?
We just totally fucking...
Let's skip some stories.
We're gonna do two of our stories.
Improv is. It's good.
Yeah, fuck those.
I think we just improv.
So you got the first one.
Oh, good. Me again.
We'll do these quick.
Right.
We'll do these quick so we can get his kid out of.
We're
captivity.
We're excited to present to you the first annual.
First ever. And annual.
So look for it next year. 8-Bit Dad Advisory Panel. We got here we go again.
This is why we moved it to the mornings.
We got
one of the reasons.
We got all of our dads from our site, except for Richard Law, asshole, to contribute on. I don't even know if I used the right email address, so it's not his fault. Sorry, Rich. We love you, some of us. So we got all of the dads to contribute to an article, and if only my browser could get there.
Well, we got home goods, which is
it's things you should buy before the baby arrives.
Yeah, that's
and we wanted to talk about not necessarily things like diapers and wipes and things like in a crib, but
obvious. Come on,
stuff that dads are really going to want to look for. There are a couple of things I suggested a diaper bag, and someone else suggested it was mainly stuff that as a father you're going to look at and say wow, this is something I need.
Yeah.
And I think we came up with some really good answers.
Mine wasn't totally what you need, but
It's a car.
Yeah, whatever.
A dad car.
Yeah.
It's valid. I mean, if you're driving to work, every day, if you're the
works
work
for me.
father type.
It works for me, and I'm happy with it.
If you work away from the home, you're gonna want a comfortable ride.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's that. So.
We'll get to that in a little bit. So we got first up, we got home goods. Yours was the first one, bed rest pillow.
Yeah, that's so you can play with your kids on the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
God damn it gets fucking shitty down there.
Yeah, you don't want to be looking down to your kids all the time. You want to be on their eye level.
I used it ever since my kid was born. It was I was sitting on the ground with them, doing something with them, playing with them, juggling them, coddling them, something. And being on the floor, it's you got that pillow behind you. Totally awesome.
Yeah. Nick Knowles says a well-made rocking chair.
Which is totally...
And we have that. We have this corduroy sort of chair that was going to be used for my wife when she was nursing, but never really, I mean, who's going to be sitting in that every time? What mother is going to be sitting in that every time?
We used ours for storage for a while. We had just shit stacked on the chair until
we have it in the living room right now, and it's comfortable as shit. So we love that. We love that thing.
Yeah.
He also said a small food processor,
which is totally cool.
Yeah,
and really aligned with something that we never talked about on our site, which is the Baby Bretza food processor, which I did a promo for Mom TV or something like that. Which I tried to look up the site and it wasn't there anymore. Touchy, but I found the YouTube video, so you can click on that in the article. But yeah, small food processor that you can make your own baby food.
Yep,
totally. Just Neon said a deep freezer. One of those
pre-made meals.
One of those treasure chest. I don't know if they're called treasure chest freezer, but are they called a chest freezer or something? I don't know. They have a fucking name.
There's gold in there.
If you're on the East Coast, that's an East Coast thing.
It's an East Coast thing. My grandma had one of those.
Kill elk and fucking put the chops in there.
But
he says make a bunch of meals and put them in there because you'll need them. You will. Tom Burns, God bless his soul, said a library of more than just baby books.
Yeah, he is building a library.
Yeah, he's building a library.
That's his site. So check that out.
He said a bunch of books, which totally one of the coolest books we have is an animal encyclopedia, which every now and then I just kind of put on the couch and open up to sloths or something, and my kid's sloths.
Yeah, because baby books can get really boring after a while, especially after you read Goodnight Moon, for the long,
Well, and this thing has animal skeletons in it, and it's got all sorts of neat shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, scary spiders.
All right. Justin Neon also said keys to all your doors in your house.
Yeah, which totally.
Yes.
Once your kid's 2 and walking and talking and slamming doors, he'll accidentally lock something and you'll be fucked when he's locked in a closet. And you have to kick the door in, but then you're stand away from the door, and he's I'm in a closet, asshole. Anyway. Accessories/style.
Yes, this is our new next category.
I suggested.
Can we put like really cool like game show music behind this?
Yeah, totally.
Like
A new car. Oh wait, we're not there yet, actually.
oh yeah, no, like the match game music, like the whack whack wanna whack wanna
Can we
whack.
get like the Price is Right music? It's like we're explaining what they're gonna get in the showcase. Am I like allergic to PBR?
I think you're allergic to me.
God damn. So I suggested a multi-tool, which I
Yeah.
just did a review of. It's like, get the fuck out, I'm not gonna make it.
The Bear Grylls,
A diaper bag.
the Bear Grylls one.
Yeah, the Bear Grylls stuff, which is awesome. And
You
also,
allergic to this
disclaimer,
podcast?
they sent me that too. What?
Are you allergic to this show?
I think I am. I think that's just it. There's not even a cat here. What the fuck? Or grass.
Maybe it's me. I
I
don't
said a
know.
diaper bag.
Yeah, dad pack.
Like a diaper dude, which we have no affiliation with. We haven't even talked to them. I tweeted to them like once, and they were like, email us, and I never did.
Yeah.
But diaper dude has some really cool messenger bag type stuff, which is just a picture.
Yeah. Justin Westbrook says a water slash slobber resistant phone cover, and you know, I don't have one,
which is
but
not this one.
you know, these things, your kid is gonna put them. She's gonna find this. He or she's gonna find your phone and chew on it.
Put it in their anus.
Yeah. You don't want to put this in your mouth after you've had it in your child's anus.
Totally.
Next.
So Justin also suggested noise canceling headphones.
Dude, I had the Bose QC2, I think it is.
Yeah.
The Quiet Comfort 2 version, and they are amazing. I mean, they're $300, but they have payment plans for this. Bose has payment plans for this shit. I swear to God, I fucking did this. I'm on my second pair because I've used them for like 10 years. I've used them for 10 years at my work, at my job.
For like everything, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
for everything, for at home, you know, like if I'm trying to get work done and, you know, we're trying to let our daughter cry it out, like upstairs before she goes to bed, you know, like we're doing like 10 minutes off and on of, you know, letting her cry and then doing the whole Ferber method.
There's a
whatever the fuck
million
that
different
is.
things you can use headphones for, which is great. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, neighbors, like, just get them. Get noise canceling headphones if you
I mean,
are
for
sensitive
music,
to noise.
for TV, for video games.
Video games. I use them for
everything.
Xbox. I don't have a mic. I'm sorry, Huck. I'm gonna get a mic. But
I know Huck's like, when we three of us were playing, me, Brian, and Huck. and
unicorn gravy, unicorn potato, and ATL.
Like Huck ATL?
Huck ATL or something like that.
Huck was like, let's talk shit about him because he doesn't have a mic. I was like,
Fucking do
alright.
it.
He fucking
Fucking do
sucks.
it. I suck. I really do.
Huck said, speaking of Huck,
Yeah.
he said point and shoot camera.
Yeah.
You know, he said there's a lot
Not
of
just
people
your
that take
phone.
pictures with their like iPhones, which is great, but you'll do better if you have a camera, a little portable thing.
And when you have an iPhone, you're forced to like almost do Instagram.
Yeah.
Like you just want to be like,
You're like, oh, I could put a great filter on this.
fucking filter,
I
fucking
can
do
mash
it.
the fucking quality of this down.
And then your kids are gonna think you grew up in the '60s.
Tom Burns went a little fucking crazy on us and said, emergency parent kid kits for your car. You just got to read what this guy has in his kits. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Does he have all this shit?
Stuff he has. Well, that's what he said. I mean, it's fucking
Oh, he actually questions himself.
everything from like
How
deodorant
obsessive
and
am I?
deodorant and mints and all sorts of shit like that. I mean, like fucking extra T-shirts, which actually I have in my car.
Dude, it's awesome.
I'm a big guy, so if I go to a fast food place and spill on myself, I want to have a T-shirt like ready in the car.
Lifestyle items. The next category, dad car. This is my first.
A new car.
This was my entry. You know, if you're an off at work dad, like going to work every day, you need a car that's gonna fucking get you to and from work in style and comfortably.
Yeah,
because you're gonna be doing this. Yeah, you are gonna be driving a lot more than your wife is. That's to say, you know, you're a straight couple, and you know we love gay fathers.
We're just going with the default.
We're going with the default. That's what we know.
We're going with God's default. Just kidding. Just kidding.
But yeah, I have a 335i, and it is an amazing vehicle. It's the best car I've ever driven. Granted, I've driven trucks for like the last 15 years.
I remember
But,
that, like, the Lightning.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
my first car was a '93 Ford Lightning, 300 horsepower for a 16-year-old. Awesome. Costs $14,000. But yeah, I love this car. It's a great vehicle. I bought it used. For those that don't know, I didn't buy it new because this car is like a $50,000 car. I could not afford it. So I got it 2008. It's a 335i. It has like the paddle shifters, has the Triptonic or whatever, Steptronic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Shifting. It's fun to drive. It's got a lot of power. And I feel like I can avoid any accident. So
I have a
that's
$9,000 car.
Getting home is like the most important thing that you can ever do for your family. You can go to work and get home. I drive 30 miles to and from work. No, I drive 60 miles to and from work. And getting home and getting home comfortably is quite possibly like the most important thing that you can do on a daily basis for your kid. And
comfortably
your
and safely.
Yes. That's my thing.
I got a $9,000 car, and if someone hits me, I'm fucking dead. So, then we'll talk about that part later.
If you have the means, it's like Ferris Bueller. If you have the means, this car is the choice.
So speaking of that, and that's kind of what the lifestyle stuff was about.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Something frivolous.
Yeah.
Was a Huck suggestion. Just something you're gonna be spending your money on all sorts of dumb shit. So
yeah,
buy something good for yourself. He said something about like Oakley sunglasses that he had bought for the first time. Expensive watch, something like that.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the horn, Remy Stevenson, a resident biker,
and
bicyclist,
he's a resident
vegan, rabid vegan, farmer. I think right now. I think he's farming in Maine.
Is he really?
I think
That's
so.
Awesome.
He said her drink of choice. This is something that you really need to remember. Because eventually your wife is going to want to drink after she gives birth.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to have what she likes around the house. So buy what she likes. Figure out what it is and buy it.
My wife likes anything.
Yeah, as long as it's gasoline or lower.
Nick Knowles says on-demand entertainment, especially Netflix, like PS Vita stuff, like...
All these things, everything does Netflix now.
I mean, like Hulu. Hulu's great.
Fucking
Amazon Instant
Netflix. Video. So any of that stuff. Because you're going to find a time where your kids fall asleep on you and you're like, time to watch Iron Man 2.
Yep. Justin Aon also says the gym membership.
Oh, God, I wish I could do that.
I wish I had time for this.
Yeah, and he says make the time. He says it's worth it. It is. I wish I could. But
I'm slowly getting there because I'm learning that my daughter is like running laps around me, and I need to like step up and like start working.
If I lift my kid up twice, I'm like embarrassed how out of breath I am.
I'm sweaty if I just like chase her around the park.
I make it a point.
I'm sweaty right now talking about it.
I know. When I'm at the park, I make it a point to like chase after the soccer ball because I don't want to be that guy who like it goes by me and I'm like, run after it, son. You kicked it. You get it.
You get it.
Tom Burns said adult music that your kid can rock out to.
Yeah.
Important because if my kid sings LMFAO one more fucking time, like, I hate like when we put on the stations with like adult pop music in the car and like it's all about sex and violence and fucking Rihanna wanting to get hit while she gets fucked, and so it's like anything other than that would be great.
Florence and the Machine is great. My daughter likes that. She likes all the hipster shit that my wife listens to. Like fucking God, what's that band?
OK Go.
No, Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mumford and Sons, Florence, and fucking. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get her into Nine Inch Nails.
Okay.
All right. Peace of mind items is the next category.
Back to this $9,000 car. So life insurance, says Justin Westbrook, followed up by Huck Starnes saying an updated will.
Yeah, we're running through this right now.
Yeah, well, and those are kind of self-explanatory.
A vacation.
Huck
Starnes.
Huck.
And an agreed upon TV policy for your child, which is Tom Burns'.
Tom snuck that one in.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that works.
Well, I mean,
that goes out the window once you. I think he says that goes out the window once you really get into parenting. Because at first everyone's like, "I'm not going to show my kid any TV." And then after like 3 weeks, you're like, "Fucking turn it on."
We love Sesame Street. We love Sesame Street. We love Super Why. If you've seen that show, it's amazing.
Doesn't the theme, all the music in that sounds like the old like Schoolhouse Rock stuff?
I don't know.
It's all amazing. Like 70s, like 70s like
Yeah.
Schoolhouse Rock style
Yeah.
stuff.
Fucking
Sorry,
World.
World?
Yeah, that one.
Like the dog's made out of the letters DOG or something.
Yeah.
That's
and Chuggington. Have
all
you
the
seen
PBS
that?
stuff, yeah.
Chugging,
Chuggington.
yeah.
Chug it, choo choo.
Yeah, whenever we do like chugging, you know, like that.
Yeah.
She's like, my daughter does this.
We have like the Moby Go game of Chuggington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Moby Go kind of blows.
What's that theme song that the fucking They Might Be Giants do? Oh, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's a really good. They do the hot dog dance.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, They Might Be Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up listening to these fucking guys.
Totally.
And now they're doing kids music. It's fucking kind of cool.
Totally.
So that's that story. Check that out. We're blowing through this right now.
Totally. Like, my kid's like fucking eating my wife alive right now in that room. I can just hear.
I'm gonna blow through this next one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and sign the divorce papers right now. And
we're gonna start that website. I'm actually on GoDaddy right now.
Awesome divorce dads.
And we're gonna register that right now. Next story is 11 inspirational parenting quotes. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace. We're gonna go through this really quick, but you got to check it out because it's something that I'm gonna kind of do occasionally. I don't know if I have time to do this every week, but we're going to try to do this at least once a month. So I go through episode 1 and just kind of go through the movie and see what quotes that aren't originally intended to be about parenting can be attributed. These quotes can be attributed to parenting. So number 1 is don't center on your anxiety. Keep your concentration here and now, where it belongs. And this is not even like 4 minutes into the movie when Obi-Wan says it, or Qui-Gon says it's to Obi-Wan. Very true. Check out my explanation on what I think that means to parents. Number 2, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent. It's important. Number 3, there's always a bigger fish. Number 4, greed can be a powerful ally. Number 5 is whenever you gamble, my friend, you will eventually you'll lose.
It's true.
This was Qui-Gon to Watto.
At least in the Indian casinos. And with Watto.
Yeah. Shmi to Anakin, her son, which was, spoiler alert, Darth Vader. You can't stop change any more than you can stop the suns from setting. Listen to your feelings. You know what's right.
Well, and that bitch ended up dead, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. What does your heart tell you? Number 7. I think Anakin's heart tells him that he's a fucking badass.
He was like, I'm going to put on a black helmet and fuck everything up.
Number 8, we should be patient.
That's a hard-ass lesson to learn.
Patience is a virtue.
Totally.
Number 9, be mindful of your feelings. Okay. That's Mace to Anakin. Number 10, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering.
Totally. And it did.
And we know how Anakin turned out, so there's that.
Big black asshole.
And number 11, your focus determines your reality. And that last one was...
That's surprisingly poignant.
Is surprisingly poignant, and it kind of relates to when I was playing sports and growing up. Like, the way you practice is the way you play. That's kind of like what you envision as your reality is, like, what you focus on. That's what your reality becomes. So, that fucking read the article. So that's it for this week's episode of 8-Bit Dad. We fucking flew through the stories and spent
was that the second page of that one?
Yes.
Oh.
So you can
chatting with Kirk Augustine here.
Oh, is he online?
Human Daddy.
Oh, what's up, Kirk?
Or humandaddy.com.
Dos Equis? Is that what he's called?
That's his old account, is what he's saying.
Oh, he's like, what's up, guys?
What's up, dudes?
So we got, I think Huck's watching as well, so.
He gave us enough shit for not having a show, so. He better be watching.
You can contact us and suggest stories to us by emailing us at dad@8bitdad.com, or you can learn how to become a writer for our website, which is emailing us at contribute@8bitdad.com. Almost fucked that up.
It's alright. Yeah, it's the blue ribbon. You can like us on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/8bitdad.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/8bitdads.
And you can repin our shit on Pinterest. That's pinterest.com/8bitdads.
And you can hang out or whatever the fuck you do on Google Plus, which is gplus.to/8bitdad. So there's that. So that's it for this week's episode of 8-Bit Dad.
Another one bites the dust.
I'm Brian Ferguson.
I'm Zach Rosenberg.
Until next week. Oh, we need to do like a thing for the front of the show. Like.
Welcome to Bridesmaids 2.
What?